welcome to Adrianne's Kitchen. We are going to do a couple kind of repeat-ish things. I'm going to try and make radish chips. That's going to be the exciting part of this video. The other portion is I'm going to make another egg bake because it was delicious. Instead of all of the vegetables like I had last time, this time it's just going to be potatoes, bacon, sausage, cheese, and then the eggs. So it's going to be pretty basic, and that's just because I don't have a plethora of vegetables right now. So egg bake and radish chips coming at ya. Rule number 1, wash your hands. Rule number 2, handy dandy apron. Rule number 3, get yourself a beverage. I'm still having my Earl Grey tea. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, a reminder, if anybody missed it, or those who are just joining us on Adrianne's Kitchen, I line my baking sheet with tin foil. And then I put my bacon on it, and then I bake my bacon at 400 degrees for approximately 20 to 25 minutes. And I'm going to take it right off this pan so it doesn't sit in that grease, and let it sit on some paper towels to degrease, and then I'm going to chop it up for our egg bake. I usually don't peel my potatoes because I don't mind the skin. But I decided to this time. The skin was just looking really rough even after I washed it. So I decided just to remove it. And we're going to chop this up so then I can cook them up in the pan. I almost forgot we also are putting onion because I have, probably like 10 onions. So I'm going to put onion in my egg bake too. Heat up a pan. I put olive oil in here. I also put a little salt into the olive oil. And then I seasoned my red potatoes here with salt, pepper, and a little bit of cayenne. Once your pan is hot, just, oh yeah, there was a little sizzle. It wasn't too hot. I'm going to use this same bowl when I'm done cooking these potatoes up, just to put the potatoes back into. Saving on the dishes, yo. Saving on the dishes. Cook these up. You might have to cover them for a little bit. And then I'm going to add the onion just when there's probably about 5 minutes left, because the onion will also cook in the egg bake as well. Okay, like last time, I'm starting with 8 eggs for my egg bake. And if you weren't here the last time I made it, this is what I suggest. Use a fork to break the yolks before you add any type of dairy to it. I usually add heavy cream to mine. And if you add the heavy cream before you break the yolks, you're going to miss a yolk. Like one lone yolk will survive in your whisk session. So I always break it up with a fork and mix it up. Spray your pan. We're going to put half this mixture into the bottom, half of our sausage and bacon on top, layer with cheese. Repeat, cover with eggs. Voila! We're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees, probably for about, I don't know, probably 30 to 45 minutes, and we'll check it and see how it is. Here we go. Well, the egg bake is in the oven twofold. We're going to do some more kicks, and we're going to work on our radish chips that I'm going to try. So I really love the au jus seasoning, McCormick's au jus seasoning, and I made these the first night. And I put the radishes into my roast, but I'm not making roast for a while, so I got to cook up these radishes. And I'm so sorry. I forgot that I have 3, not 2 Pampered Chef items, as previously mentioned. This is a slicer. It's got a blade on it. And I want to take a minute to talk about how dangerous this tool can be. It intentionally comes with a cover that has spikes that go into the vegetable or whatever item you're slicing. Usually it's a vegetable. So this is protective for your fingers because it squishes down and then the blade isn't going to get anywhere near it because it's also got this cover that protects your fingers as well. So if the blade was just wide open like this, you are at serious risk of like slicing your finger, slicing something you don't want to slice. I say that because I've done it. I thought, oh, it's fine. I can be on a phone call and slice a potato at the same time. No, that did not end well. It ended with the tip of my finger being sliced off, and I had to call my poor husband, who was working. I was freaking out and I was like, come home and look at my finger, please. I think I need stitches. I didn't need stitches, but it hurt a lot. So if you have a mandolin or you have a slicer or a tool like this that has a sharp blade just like knives, you want to be cautious and make sure that you are using all of the protective gear that comes with it to protect yourself. So I just wanted to take a serious minute to talk about that before we began slicing these radishes, especially because they're so small. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned, the slicer is going to be dangerous, which is why we're always going to use the protective gear so we don't slice our fingertips off, because we learned that lesson the hard way. So I put the 2 radishes in, and then I put the cover on top, and these spikes will eventually like push through to hold them in place. I'm just going to hold this, and then it's got legs on the other side that hold it on my pan, and slice. And I'm slicing on the thinnest setting because my goal is to make chips, because I'm using 2 different size radishes. Sometimes it gets hot. But as you can see, because of this protective shell, my fingertips are like at barely any risk of getting sliced. And that's because I'd really have to put my fingers on the outside there. And then the whole radish is just sliced up. And we're going to boil it with some seasoning, and then we're going to air fry it. Oh, it's beautiful, the egg bake. Did the toothpick test, stabbed it right in the middle. Comes out clean. That is done. Whoop! Well, boiling the radishes was probably not the best decision because they're a little bit soggy now. So I'm not going to air fry these ones. I have a second batch that I will season and put into the air fryer, but to make sure I'm not wasting, I'm using that leftover manchego cheese, and I'm going to make like a scalloped potato effort, and we'll probably have that for Easter tomorrow. Okay, so my second batch here of radishes, we're gonna just try air frying. I put a little bit of au jus, salt and pepper, and some olive oil spray. I'm trying to follow a recipe at this point. And then, oh, perfect. It said at 370, which I thought was a very strange temperature. Oh, time. Okay, 5 minutes. And then we're going to stir it and then do another 5 minutes. Okay, here it goes. Man, air fryers are weird. Let us see what happened after 5 minutes. Wow. So they look like they flew around a little bit. That's kind of exciting. Okay, it said to stir them a smidge. Oh God, sorry. I took the camera off you. Multitasking's hard, I don't want to lose the pan. Stir them. It said to spray them a little bit more, but I feel like they're fine. All right, 5 more minutes. Okay, so this first round, they're still a little squishy. Like some of them are, and some of them are crunchy. So, it tastes pretty good. I'm going to throw those back in maybe for like 3 more minutes. And then I'm going to put all of those in at the same time. I pre-seasoned them. So, talk about a lesson in learning. Here we go. You know, that was a lot of work for what looks like really not a lot of chips. So, I don't know if I would choose to do this again. Really, I was just looking for a way to use up the radishes that I had. And this is a good way to make sure that you're still using all of the stuff that you have in your house. Getting creative, trying new things. Their flavor is great. It's just that there's like so few chips based on how many I started with. Granted, they shrunk, but you know. This too shall pass. We'll eat these. They'll be tasty. We probably won't do it again.
10 out of 10, best thing I've eaten all day.